Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Identity Talks. Today, we have SailPoint's AVP of Healthcare, Matthew Radcliffe, back on, and today we're going to learn a little more about protecting patient data with identity. Matthew, thank you for joining us. So, let's just jump right in and kind of give people an idea of what patient data looks like in these organizations. I don't think many of us, including myself, realize just how much data lives across many systems and applications in these healthcare organizations.
Thank you, Hannah. It's a great question, and it's actually a real problem in most healthcare organizations. When we first started interactions on the topic of identity governance with healthcare organizations, we find that most of our customers kind of hyper focus on really governing access to their core clinical system, whether that's an Epic, a Cerner, a Meditech, or others. And what we traditionally say is, look, that's a great place to start, but we're really only solving half of the problem. If you look at clinical data in healthcare organizations, you have two challenges. The fact is physicians and nurses extract clinical data from their core EMRs to create post-acute care plans, send data to my primary care physician, perhaps send some data to my rehab team, or even to track the outcomes of clinical care plans. They might put an Excel spreadsheet or in a PowerPoint to track data and outcomes. So all of a sudden now we have this sprawl of clinical data that's sitting in emails and Word documents and in PowerPoint slides. And one of the areas that we want to help the healthcare organization very quickly do is identify where is that sensitive data residing, what type of sensitive clinical data might be in those files, who has access permissions and visibility to that data, and then really put governance controls and policies around that data so they can better control access to it and have strong governance controls of it. You marry that with the influx of IoT in healthcare. You have infusion pumps, MRI machines, and other connected devices that are also generating data. So you marry these two business problems together, and this is a significant area where many healthcare organizations need help with. So when we go into the average hospital, not only are we talking about managing and controlling access to their core clinical EMR, but also helping them identify where the sensitive data is and put the similar control policies around that data.
So what steps can organizations take to really put that into action and put that governance around that patient data?
Yeah, and Hannah, it's a complex problem, but it's one that SailPoint actually helps quite well. The fact is, as they start developing their identity governance plan, I believe it's important that they think about also including their infrastructure team, their data storage teams, their core clinical security teams. So as they're building their enterprise governance strategy, not only are we looking at the core applications that are in scope, but also the data in scope. And if you think about SailPoint solution set, when we marry those capabilities of Identity IQ or Identity Now with enterprise governance, and we marry that with File Access Manager, where we have the ability to identify sensitive data, classify that sensitive data, and marry the governance policies with our core platform, it really gives them a single pane of glass where they can look at all the users in their environment and understand each user's permissions from both an application level perspective, but also at a data level perspective. So having that single pane of glass really gives them a great way to manage enterprise access to both applications and data.
And there you have it. So that is identity and patient data. We look forward to hearing from Matthew again soon. Until next time, this has been Identity Talks.